Hi, Bret.
Oh my God.
So what's
Yeah.
that? What, in your opinion or experience, or maybe even research that you've done, what impact is this excess of screen time doing to our brains? Do you think?
Yeah, that's a really deep question, really, right? Because um, are we are we reducing human connection, or are we changing human connection? Right.
Ooh, gosh. Okay.
Yes, definitely. There's interpersonal. When we're looking into each other's eyes, we're sitting, we're breathing the same air, we're having a discussion.
We're having a real conversation, and I'm
Yeah.
fully present because I haven't got the distraction of a phone.
Absolutely. There's definitely sort of neural coupling that goes on where our brains kind of get in sync, right?
What's neurocoupling then? When two brains.
So our brains are kind of getting in sync in sort of our emotions and the things we're saying and the things that we're saying. There's been lots and lots of research into neural coupling where they'll put a bunch of people in a cinema, have them watch the same movie, and before long their brains kind of sync up with the emotions they're feeling, right? So kind of the same thing happens in conversations, right? The other side, particularly with young people, is it's a whole different world in their social media, right? And so when I was growing up, my parents would say, "Oh, don't talk to strangers. You'll get kidnapped, etc., etc." And but and I appreciate this as a generalization, but today we've got parents whose kids are kind of locked in their room on their computer games or on their phones, or who knows what they're being exposed to.
Yeah, and you've no idea who they're talking to.
Yeah, and I've got lots of friends with teenage kids, and when I was young, I at least spent some time in the presence of adults.
Yeah.
Whether I wanted to or not, most of the time not, right?
Yeah.
But it was dinner time, or it was whatever. My parents would have some friends over, or whatever. And now what I notice with most of my friends with teenage kids is that their kids are spending their entire lives away from the family unit. It sort of perpetuates, I suppose. So part of it is, the architectural design of open plan houses, for instance. So the only place that kids can be on their own is locked away in their bedroom, right?
Yeah.
So there's an awful lot going on, and oftentimes people say, "Oh, well, I just wouldn't let my kids use digital." Really, that's rubbish. Kids. So you don't let your kid use a digital device, and so now your kid is probably ostracized by all of their friends because they don't have a digital device.
Yeah.
And so I mean, it's like I said. So the question is our digital devices taking away human contact or changing human contact? And I think it's changing. I think just being disciplined around your digital devices is key, right? Things like my email, for instance. My email doesn't auto send and receive because I want to be in charge of that. I don't want to just be fighting fires all day. So I think digital devices and kind of always on culture has done is it's kind of increased the pressure that we put on ourselves.
Yes.
Because I've got to sort that right now, right? But like I said, I'm of an age, so I remember when there were no laptops. Your computer was a big brick that sat on or under your desk, and there were no emails at home. You didn't have emails on your phone.
Yeah.
Right. I'll tell you when. So I used to work for this company ages and ages ago, and email was just a new thing. And we used to have to pay for email.
No.
Yes. At that time it was per byte. It wasn't even per megabyte, right? And my aunt sent me this really early PowerPoint deck. It was about 10 slides, and it had like pictures of sunsets, and it had motivational quotes, right? The kind of thing that, right? And in those days, everybody, it was cool because everybody was using PowerPoint.
It was really,
stuff. It was fantastic.
Wow, this is amazing.
And so I thought it would be funny to change all the quotes to really negative, unmotivational quotes, right? So I opened PowerPoint, I changed all the quotes, I hit reply all, and I sent it. It cost me $450 to send that email.
No!
Yes, because I was in America at the time. IT manager came to me and said, "Did you just send a really big email to a lot of people?" I said, "Well, yeah, I had no idea that's how we were charged, right?" So things have changed.
They really have, because I mean that's Instagram. What you just did was you were ahead of your time.
Well,
you were an Instagrammer before Instagram was the thing.
Maybe. But I guess my point is, we didn't. I didn't have email at home, right? I only had email during working hours, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, sometimes I ended up staying late because I had work to do or whatever. But you know, that there was no. You know, in those days we called it telecommuting, right? There was no telecommuting, right? There was no Zoom or Teams or any of that kind of stuff, right?
But I think it's only when you actually experience it. So I did it for 7 days, and I really felt the benefits of I went cold turkey. Yeah. But you realise you can't live life cold turkey because it is going to make you isolated.
Well, yeah.
Because of the world we live in. So you've got to be realistic.
So back to the connection piece, right?
Yes.
So yeah, you're right. You have to be realistic. We were on holiday last month, and we were in Egypt, so we didn't have great coverage. Yeah. And so
it's a good thing.
Exactly. So what we did is we checked in because we had somebody staying in the house, looking after the dogs. Yeah. So we checked in the morning and we checked in the evening. But other than that, you know, we're out sightseeing or whatever. It was great. There was no service. So all I could do with my phone is take pictures. Yeah. It took about 2,000 pictures. It was great. Yeah. Right. So
I think that's possibly the future. Be a bit more intentional. Yeah. With how we use it.
Absolutely.
And create those guidelines so that, and it's not just young people. We're all guilty.
Of course.
We're all guilty of being on them.
Yeah. Absolutely.
More than we should. Yeah. And actually, for the future of human connection, we need to do something about it.
Yeah.
Thanks,
absolutely.
Bret.
Pleasure.